Hey everyone, this is Casual Fanatic.
Film reviews without the shoes.
I'm Luca, your casual viewer.
And I'm Kami, your fanatic.
What's up?
Just life.
I feel that.
How's work today?
I'm busy.
Yeah?
Dude, okay, so I have permitting going out on Thursday for 2 different permits.
That's fun.
And it's a short week this week. Last week, my PA was like, I'll get to it next week. I have 2-day things booked out. Guess what? I get a message from him at like 10 a.m. He's like, hey, so I was at the doctor. Or 12? I don't know, somewhere in there. He goes, hey, I was at the doctor. I'm having really bad migraines, and they recommended me not to be on the computer anymore today. No screen time. I'm like,
All right.
all right, cool. So I'm over here like reviewing shop drawings. Doing all the jazz all on my own. And I'm
Shop drawings are my least favorite thing.
I know. And I'm like, I hope I'm doing this right. But I think I am. But it's just a lot of work. And I'm still waiting on him to do some life safety stuff that he's been promising me for like a month plus now. So hopefully he gets it done by tomorrow. If not, he is going to be the one talking to the contractor, not me again.
There you go.
Because I've already gotten burned for it once. Because he was like, no, just push it 2 weeks. Anyway, that's my day. How about you?
Also pretty busy catching up on some stuff that actually was supposed to technically go out last week, but just ran into a lot of barriers and time. So been trying to catch up on that. Obviously, like you said, it's a shorter week. I didn't really do anything yesterday. I know you had a pretty long day yesterday.
I had a long day yesterday. That's another reason why today kind of sucked, is because my back is sore. I went through like 5 hours, I think it was 5 or 6 hours of KK tattooing my back.
Did you complete it?
No,
Damn.
so I need like,
It's wild.
I think 2 more sessions.
2 more sessions?
2 more or 1 more. It's kind of crazy. It's right in there.
That's wild.
I know, dude. Now it needs to heal.
Is it still lines or is she doing shading?
No, we're doing shading.
Okay.
Yeah, I can show you off camera. I'm not going to show the camera.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, like the right side shading is done. She'll have to go back and like touch up some things just because like when she was tattooing it, my skin is like really sensitive in the back because it's the back.
Right.
So it starts to get like inflamed real fast. And so like she would shade and she technically would have wanted to go over it again. But because it was swelling, it's not good skin to tattoo. It'll just reject the ink.
Gotcha.
Yeah, honestly, if you look at it now, probably all you'll see is black ink because the second skin is on there and it ink leaks. But yeah, it was a long day filled with pain, and I watched 2 Twilight movies in the time. This one.
Well, yeah, I hope you remember part 2 for next time. Otherwise, you'll have to rewatch it.
I know. Fingers crossed. I think I will because it was a pretty fun one to watch.
Okay. I went to a yoga class on Sunday.
So
That was pretty intense.
did you
I've
feel
not
like muscle fatigue?
flexible.
But you can get there.
But yeah, well, and that's the other thing. They've already scheduled another one, so it looks like this is gonna start being like a every week thing. So like, I'm hoping if I keep going, I'll loosen up a bit.
That's good. Did you feel any muscle fatigue afterwards, or not really?
I'd say probably a little bit. I think mostly in like my legs.
Yeah, that means you did it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't, that means
And we went to Queen City Coffee, which I don't know if that's local to Denver, but it's a very popular coffee place in Denver. So
I don't know if it's helpful or not, but I know it.
good coffee.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend.
Yeah. That's the rec for today, I guess.
But yeah, I guess other than that, we haven't recorded since we were both out of state. So yeah, why don't you start with talk about Canada? How's that?
Out of the country, yeah. So I went to Canada. I went to Banff with their 4 buddies' bachelor.
So what is Banff for the viewers?
Banff is a place in Canada.
Is that like the name of the city? Or?
Yeah. The city, town kind of thing. And it's amazing. It's beautiful. Just look up BANFF, Canada, and look at those pictures. And I'm telling you, those pictures are real. Like, they're not edited in any way. It's insane. The water was like, crazy blue. Like, bluer than blue.
Insane.
Yeah, it was wild. And we went kayaking, canoeing in one of the lake rivers they had there, or lakes, yeah. And it was in Fahrenheit between, what did they say? Like 32 and 40 degrees.
The water was at
The water was that temp. So literally we were drinking and I could hold like the Twisted Tea in the water because it would cool the can down so fast. It was crazy. And then I jumped into the water from like the side. So we stripped down, although we're typically not supposed to because you can only really survive in that temperature for like maximum of 7 to 10 minutes.
I mean, people do like polar plunges and stuff. So
Exactly. That's why I wasn't too
you
worried.
just have to be careful and get out before hypothermia.
Or like know how to swim because like I jumped in there and like the first thing that hits you is like the panic of the cold. But it was awesome. It was awesome. It was so beautiful. Highly recommend it to anyone. So yeah, that was my trip.
Cool.
Yeah.
I went to Texas to celebrate my friend Lizzie's 30th birthday.
Hell yeah.
So we got to be old people together. We went down to the Fort Worth Stockyards and went to a couple bars with people a decade younger than us. Because everyone that goes out to those bars is like just turned 21. So we're out there like partying hard. And we got all these like young people. There were some weird people there. Like, first of all, okay. Crazy story. I'm pretty sure it was a bachelor party there.
That was sweet.
Or sorry, bachelorette party. And all of the bridesmaids had dressed up as old people. So like they come into this fucking bar with gray wigs and like granny dresses. I was like, this is fucking hilarious.
That's good. That's good.
But yeah, we had a good time. Had quite a bit to drink. I think we got home like 4:30.
Holy. Yeah, that's a fun time though.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Canada too, because I didn't even go to sleep till the next day at one point. I think it was like 12 p.m., like midday, noon, when I flew back in and I hadn't slept for over 24 hours.
Nice.
And we went gambling. We won like 1,000 Canadian dollars.
Also very nice.
For only me. Yeah. Forgot to tell the crew that. Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, had a fun time. I don't think anything else really crazy has happened since then, but
no, I don't think so. Not for me either. Anyway, now you're caught up and now you know why we haven't been doing this. So there's still a lot going on.
Today we are going to be talking about the 2011 movie Breaking Dawn Part 1. This is the 4th Twilight movie.
Yep.
It was directed by Bill Condon, written by Melissa Rosenberg, still based on the book series by Stephanie Meyer, and the same cast of all the other movies. Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson, Taylor Lautner are the main three.
Mm-hmm.
Estimated budget, let's see here, $110 million. Oh. I think that's from memory. That seems like definitely the most expensive one so far.
Yeah.
And it made a little over 700 million.
Dude,
you know,
7x.
Gotta spend money to make money.
My God, that's crazy.
Yeah. I think, yeah, like you said, is part 1 because there's only, I think, I haven't read the books, but when I am trying to remember seeing people reading them, I remember the last book being quite thick.
I read them and I don't remember it.
So they split the last one into 2 movies, which was also like they were doing that with everything during
Harry
that time.
Potter,
right.
Part 1, Part 2.
Also split the last book. Yeah, it was I think Hunger Games did that as well. Popular thing to do. Turn the last book into 2 movies.
Gotta make that money.
Why buy 1 ticket when you could buy 2? But yeah, what did you think about Breaking Dawn?
I thought Breaking Dawn Part 1 was a lot slower than any of the movies prior to. It is definitely a setup, I think, for Part 2.
Okay.
It had like really good depth in the storytelling, I would say. Yeah, it was just slower, but still a fun watch, I think. Granted, I was in pain while I was watching it, so it was definitely fun on anything I was doing at the time.
You backwards on a chair?
No, I was laying face down. I had this thing laying on the ground with a little face hole.
Oh.
I was laying on a table.
Well, you guys had that table.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It was good. It was a good watch. Like, I was definitely entertained. And when I finished Part 1, the cliffhanger that it leaves you on, it really makes you want to watch Part 2, which is why I did. I was like, I'm here for another few hours, so...
Got nothing else to do.
Exactly. Yeah. What about you? What did you think?
I thought that this movie felt the most like... like a real movie. And I don't like mean that in a bad way to the other movies, but it just like it felt more traditional in its structure. It was like very clear, 3 acts. Like you said, like it was kind of a setup film, but also like there was a climax for this movie.
Sure.
Like it didn't just like end, which I feel like one of the, I don't remember, it was either New Moon or Eclipse, was just like ended with nothing happening.
I think that was the second one, yeah.
But yeah, it felt more, and I'd have to compare like all of the crew that worked on the movies, but it feels like the people who were working with us on this movie knew what they were doing a little bit more.
Oh, interesting. So not even just the acting, just in general.
Yeah, like
filming,
the cinematography, like the shots felt like, because remember in the first one there was like all those crazy, like the camera was whipping all over the place, and like this one had like normal camera shots.
Yeah.
And like the sound mixing was like clear, and I don't know, just it felt more professional.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it means there wasn't as many like laugh out loud moments.
No, definitely a lot less jokes in this movie. This one and the second, or part two, which I guess we'll get to. But yeah, definitely not as many like, that was funny.
Right.
Nowhere in my notes is like one of those little.
Still plenty of stupid stuff.
Sure.
But it's not stupid in a funny way like it was in the earlier movies.
Yeah, I totally agree. Cool.
All right, well, for a quick summary, like I said, I mean, I guess if you haven't seen these movies like I have, here's your spoiler warning. I'm about to summarize it.
Also, your fault. No spoiler meters. It's been over 10 years, right?
But like I said, very, very clear 3-act structure. So the first act is completely focused around Edward and Bella's wedding. We see a bunch of people getting the invitation. Jacob gets angry and like storms off. We see the Cullen family like setting up because they're doing the ceremony like in front of their house. Bella tries on some heels that she's not very good in to, I guess, follow through on her being a klutz. The wedding goes pretty smoothly. Like she has a weird like nightmare vision at one point, but then like the actual wedding, nothing really crazy happens. Jacob shows back up even, and he like does a weird dance with her.
At the end, yeah. Like, sorry, I'm late. And then he's like, "Can I dance?" And then he like lets her up. I'm like, all right.
And then they go off on their honeymoon. Edward doesn't tell Bella where they're going, so like her mom asks where she's going. She's like, I don't fucking know.
No clue. Go to some secluded.
Oh, we also see there. I don't know if I guess don't tell me if they show back up in the second movie, but there's just like a random appearance of some other vampires that who knows where they came from. I guess they were like trying to make it seem like they had extended families. They're like, oh, these are our cousins from Alaska, but it's like, where did these guys come from? Like, they just,
true, we'd never seen them before. But I guess weddings bring people together.
Although they all looked, they were
gene pool.
Yeah, right. They were all like super blonde, like.
Yeah.
They look like they could be related, but I feel like the same way that like the actual Cullen family, like they're not actually related. So it is a little weird that they all look so similar.
Yeah.
But they go to an island that I guess Carlisle purchased off the coast of Brazil. And they're there for, I want to say, like 2 or 3 weeks or something like that, which I guess we'll get into it during the comments. But like time just fucking flies by,
dude. It's like 1 minute of shooting. It's like 2 days.
So yeah, they're on the island, and oh, that's another thing is Jacob gets upset because Bella tells him that they're going to have sex before she becomes a vampire, and he's like, "That's gonna fucking kill you. Like, are you a dumbass?"
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, on the island, they do end up having sex. They break the whole bed frame because that's the, oh wow, we broke the bed.
But he snaps it with his hand.
Yeah, he's just
not even like he broke the actual bed frame.
Well, but it's like the first time he like just grabbed the frame and crushed it, but then like they wake up the next morning and like there's furniture on the other side of the room that's thrown over. So who knows what they did.
Feathers flying down still somehow.
Like playing chess on the beach. At one point, Bella spends like 30 minutes trying to decide what to wear and then just ends up going skinny dipping.
Yeah, that was like the first scene. She's like, give me like a human minute.
Right.
And then just like 45 minutes later, and she comes back out and she like shaved her legs, which by the way,
I was
were
like,
you shaving before the wedding?
well, also, I'm just imagining like Edward standing out in the water, just like, it's a long ass minute. It's like,
His skin is
fucking-
getting like wrinkly as fuck.
like she was in there for a long time. Went through all of her clothes, shaved her legs. I'm like, that gotta at least be 30 minutes, if not an hour.
Yeah, had to have been. They have sex again that night, I believe, right?
I think it's a different night.
Oh.
But yeah, they do have sex twice. And then the next morning, Edward is out. I think he said he like went to get groceries or something like that. Left a note on the table. Bella decided she didn't want to wait, and so started making food for herself. Made some
Chicken wings.
shit. Yeah, were they wings or
Lights. They were lights.
But first of all,
Drumsticks or whatever.
fucking drumsticks for breakfast? Wild.
Crazy, but I think we find out why
Right.
pretty soon.
So she eats the chicken, immediately throws up, and then
Morning sickness.
they find I guess because the vampire like it's expedited pregnancy.
Oh.
Like it's not 9 months. Like we're talking like maybe 1 month.
Yeah, if that.
And so literally like within a couple days of them having sex, she's like, I think I feel something inside of me. And I was like,
She's like already showing.
right.
She's like, this is not possible.
And she was like, how long have we been here? He's like, 2 weeks. She's like, I'm late.
Yeah. Well,
And so they call Carlisle and he's like, y'all need to get back here so I can figure this shit out.
they ask one of the maids that they had at the island who apparently knows about vampires.
Yeah, there's,
urban
like,
legends, and she's like,
The like housekeepers are indigenous people, which
I don't know why.
it feels so, what's the word for like, when you're like,
It's obvious.
you're like exotifying like, oh, these people are special and magical because they're different, kind of a thing.
Personification.
I don't know. There's a word for it. I'll think of it later. But it feels weird to me the and it's not just this movie. A lot of movies in this time period didn't. But it's like anytime there's like a Native American person, they're like, they're so spiritual and they can do magic.
So true.
And I was like, bruh.
Yeah. It's very cliche.
But they get back and there's like a whole bunch of debate on whether Bella's gonna keep it or not. And once the Quileute, yes, I forgot what they're called for a while. Once the Quileute find out, they're like super upset because they're like, vampire baby won't be able to control its thirst. It's gonna kill everyone in the town, and so they're like, we need to get rid of this thing. Obviously, Jacob does not want that to happen because that means that Bella would die as well. And for some reason, I don't know if they ever explain like why she couldn't just become a vampire sooner. Like if that would,
Yeah.
like, would that end the pregnancy if she?
I think so, because it like stops
Because
orphans from working normally, right?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. They're just like, they never said that.
They did. They didn't.
But she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna hold out as long as possible. Meanwhile, she's like literally just skin and bones, like wasting away.
Man, they really made her look
Yeah.
like nasty. Yeah. Decomposing.
At one point, they Jacob has a thought, and because Edward can read his mind, he's like, oh, that's actually a good idea. And
It was like a snarky
they
comment.
give her like a fucking sippy cup of blood, which I'm like, first of all, why do they just have styrofoam cups lying
Yeah,
around?
where's this styrofoam non-brand cup?
It was like something you get at a drive-through, like with the plastic lid. I'm like,
Yeah.
do they have that in their house?
And then they pour blood into it, of course.
Yeah. And Jacob, like, immediately walked out of the room. He was like, this is disgusting. I was like, yeah. I can't.
It's better than her
Imagine.
taking out of the bag, I guess.
But I was like trying to imagine, like, if you're sitting in a room of people and they start drinking blood and like, this is actually good, I'd be like, I'm leaving.
Oh, well, yeah, dude. It was.
This is way too much for me.
And when she said it, her mouth was like all red colored too.
Gross.
I was like, oh, they're really.
But yeah, so apparently drinking the blood helped, and so she like started to get some energy back, but obviously it was like still a crazy, like, dangerous for her to be carrying this. And I don't remember what, like, triggers
The wolf pack was also against her having the baby.
Right.
And so,
Well, that's what I was saying. They thought that would be too dangerous, so they were like, it's gonna kill Bella anyway, so we might as well kill her, and then the child will be dead as well.
yeah. And Jacob was like, I could do it on my own. I'm the closest. And then at one point they run out of blood.
Right.
And so the Colons, some of them have to make a diversion, and then they could escape so they could.
Yeah. Well, that's when Jacob was saying, "I'll do it myself." That was him distracting the other wolves so that Esme and Carlisle could go out, and because they like hadn't none of them had hunted in like a week and a half, and so they were low on energy, and so they needed to go out, and so Jacob distracted them, and then before they get back, Bella goes into labor, and so then Rosalie and Alice and Edward and Jacob are like trying to figure out what to do, and they like start giving her a C-section, but then the blood on the scalpel like almost triggers Rosalie, so she has to be taken away, and then Edward like rips her womb open with his teeth.
Yeah.
It's not shown on screen, but like
Because like the scalpel couldn't cut into the womb.
I guess, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they were saying at one point earlier that they couldn't really inject her either. Like they couldn't like go into the womb to see.
Well, they put
They did it like.
he couldn't see inside the wound.
I'm pretty sure they said that they couldn't. I don't know exactly what it was, but they said they couldn't like get into the womb. Forgot why. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Jacob bites into her lower portions of the body and rips out the baby practically. Turns out it's a girl.
Right. Well, yeah, because they had been talking about, like, they have a different name for whether it's a boy or girl, and they had been calling it a boy the entire time. But then pull it out, and they're like, oh, shit, it's a girl.
And then she starts to die, and Edward goes up to the door and pulls out this giant fucking needle and just stabs her straight in the heart.
And it's his venom.
His venom.
Which I feel like, not to get ahead of myself, but I feel like in prior movies, the venom was black. And in this one, it was like a weird silvery color.
I don't know. Maybe when it mixes with the bloodstream, it's black.
I don't know.
Because I don't think we ever saw it outside of the bloodstream.
I guess.
So black and silver. I mean, red and silver. Anyway, do that. Doesn't seem to be working. She dead. And so he starts like biting her all over her body.
Yeah. And Jacob was like, I think Edward had even offered like, if Bella dies, you can go ahead and kill me. But then after she does. I mean, they don't have her hooked up to anything, but she basically flatlined.
Yeah.
And Jacob was like, I'm actually not going to kill you because you deserve to live with this guilt.
Yep.
And so he goes outside and starts crying. And I guess because I don't know if they just like inferred it because he was crying or if it's because of the wolf telepathy shit. But then the other wolves figure out and they go and they're like, well, Bella died, so time to get in there and wreck shit.
Right.
So then there's like a whole big fight, and while everyone's outside fighting, Jacob goes in and imprints on the baby.
He wanted to kill the baby. That was his initial reasoning. And then he made eye contact with the child and he imprinted on the baby.
And so then
Weird.
goes outside, and it's revealed that apparently once you've imprinted on someone, can't do shit to them.
It's the biggest wolf law,
Yeah.
apparently.
Their most absolute law is that you can't hurt someone who's been imprinted on.
Yeah.
So they're just like, all right, bye.
They literally like turn around and waltz off.
And then there's like a long sequence of like they keep cutting to like shots of inside Bella's body and the venom swirling around. And meanwhile, Bella's like having flashbacks of her whole life and like her as a baby and growing up. And then you start to see like her wounds start to heal. She gets like more volume in her skin and stuff.
Dude, the craziest part was when that was happening, her like it like found the spine when her spine snapped in half because she was so weak. Or like the child like
It like refixed her
it
spine.
like refixed her spine, and then her like chest cavity popped back up when she was laying on the table. I was like, ooh.
Oh yeah, because several of her ribs had been broken.
Yeah.
And then I think, is anyone in the room with her in the? Oh yeah,
I
because
think they're all like surrounding her, no?
I think Edward's in the room. I don't know about anyone.
Edward's like in the doorway. I know that.
But they do like put her in a different dress, like a blue dress, and eventually, like the camera slow zooms over her face and her eyes pop open, and that's the end of the movie.
And they're red. Her eyes are red. So she's about no.
Yeah,
That was it.
that's the movie.
Thanks guys for watching.
So we'll take a quick break and then come back for some more thoughts.
Yeah. And we're back.
And we're back.
I don't really have like, I guess like very specific notes this run, just because I feel like, I don't know, like you said, it was like an actual movie, so like I understood more of like how it was put together. But I did want to say, Jacob imprinting on the baby, one, to me is a little weird.
I think to anyone that's a little weird.
Yeah. And two, like that being the wolf's ultimate, rule is also weird. Out of all their rules, that, I guess the wolves don't have any control over what they imprint on or who they imprint on. So maybe it's like
Yeah, it seems like an involuntary thing.
Oh, for sure.
But still, it's weird.
Yes.
And Jacob and Edward are both groomers.
Awkward.
Going after the children.
Yikes. Yeah.
But yeah, that seems like such a stupid thing to be like their most absolute law. Like I feel like there are other rules that should be more important than that.
Right. You would think.
Especially if like they said, if they're afraid that this baby is gonna like run around and murder everyone, like maybe the imprinting is less important than having a child running around killing everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. The second note, I think like character development wise, I think Bella wins by like miles in this one, just because she went from a high school girl to becoming a wife to then in this movie becoming a mother and then at the very end becoming a vampire. Like she went through 4 stages of life: high school, wife, mother to vampire in one film.
Well, I think because they had graduated in the last film, so technically she wasn't a high schooler in this one.
She's a high school graduate. Summer, like she barely finished, and then like things that usually take like years, she did within a month.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess. First of all, I don't think vampirism usually takes years.
That's true.
But also, it is like I mentioned earlier, because of the weird vampire baby. That part went way quicker than usual.
Oh yeah, way faster.
My first note was wondering if they seem to have made a specifically separate invitation for the Volturi than they did for everyone else.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, obviously they didn't want the Volturi to show up, but like, I guess it was just to notify them that it was happening. I don't know. That felt weird.
Yeah, I don't know what like the laws are, but I guess they were waiting.
But
I don't know if they said in another movie like, "Hey, let us know when this is happening so that we're aware."
Well, even I don't remember any of their names, but the guy on the right chair was like, they're mocking us by telling us that they're pushing back her becoming a vampire or something like that.
it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And he was like, "Patience."
Yeah. But yeah, I noticed that the card that they got just said Edward Cullen and Bella Swan, but then the cards that everyone else got had like their full names on there. I was like, that means they made a separate card just for those
Just
people.
for that. Yeah, I would too. Don't give him too much info.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they didn't want to, but it's they already know where they live, so
Yeah, but they would know anything else. I don't know. I guess I could have figured that out real easily, but
I am not a fan of Alice's hair in this one. I felt like it looked kind of dumb.
really?
Yeah.
She's so sweet though.
She's this sweet.
She's the best character I think in the whole like
But she had like textbook Karen haircut in this one.
oh good old Bob.
I was like, girl.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess she's putting a good name on the Bob.
Also, Jasper's accent has once again vanished.
Gone.
Totally gone. He had it for the one thing.
Yeah. He barely talks though.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of lines, but they're definitely.
Well, you would think for those few lines you could use the accent.
Yeah. This was not, I guess, really to do with the movie, but just like something I thought about while watching it. For all of the times in the series that they talk about, like, Edward's worried that Bella's gonna lose her soul and all of that stuff, like, I feel like it would have been interesting to make Edward more religious. Like, could you, how fascinating would it be to have a vampire that's like praying and going to church while knowing that he's gonna end up in hell? Like, that feels like that's a seed of some good character growth right there.
That's pretty funny. That could be funny. That could be funny. I feel like maybe not Edward, but maybe like one of the siblings.
But Edward was the one that was worried about her soul.
I know. True. I mean, he did show off to be very spiritual.
I think that could have been interesting. A missed opportunity, in my opinion.
I could see that.
Also, I'm not sure what all of this weird flip-flopping on Laurent is, because, like, obviously the first movie, he, like, gave the Cullens a heads up about the evil guy, and then in the second movie, he was like, actually, Victoria wants me to kill you, so I'm gonna kill you, and then in this movie, one of the Alaska vampires was like, he was a good person, and he wanted to be like you guys, and I was like, what are we doing?
I don't know. I don't know why they threw that in there. I do like how pro-choice the movie was.
I don't know. I think it felt more. I mean, I guess ultimately it ended up being Bella's decision, but like they really pushed the. It's not a fetus; it's a baby.
Yeah.
I was like, chill.
That's true. That's true. What's her face always called a fetus, and they always corrected her baby.
Right.
Well, but then I do like, at the end it was Bella's choice, and even though it's never been done before and it's apparently really dangerous, she still went forward with it, which I thought was cool.
I mean, yeah, pro-choice, but that was a stupid-ass choice.
I mean,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
It literally did kill her.
I mean, it did, but she had faith.
Like I mentioned before, time in this movie, completely meaningless. I don't know the span of time between the beginning and the end, because like even when Jacob shows up at the wedding, he's like, I was in wolf form so long, I almost forgot how to walk on two legs. I was like, how long were you gone?
Yeah,
because it was like 10 minutes of the movie.
So true. And also, how long was he at their house, like hanging out with them?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they're on the island, and he's like, we've been here for 2 weeks. And then she goes back home, and when at one point she's talking to her dad on the phone, and I don't know if she doesn't tell Charlie that she's been home for that long, but at some point it gets mentioned that she's been at the Cullens' house for another 2 weeks. And I'm like, when did this happen? I thought she had been at their house for like a day or two.
Yeah, I don't know. I know like they were gonna start telling him at one point that Bella died. And
yeah, they do. There's like,
and then Jacob was like
visions of it happening when Jacob is like, yeah, they'll probably just say she was in an accident or something.
Yeah, yeah. But then doesn't Jacob go to his house and like rat him out?
To Charlie's house?
No, not Charlie. Doesn't he go to his wolf pack?
Yes.
I think so, right? Because he had to let them know that she was pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he didn't go to their house. He, like, when he found out she was pregnant, he changed into a wolf and then howled. And then because of their whole telepathy thing, they all met up and they were like, oh, she pregnant?
That's what it was. Yeah.
And they were, like, yelling at each other in wolf form. And then there was a moment when Jacob was, like, trying to be all big and bad. And he was like, I am the grandson of Ephraim Black. I was like, is this supposed to be a cool moment? Because this felt so cheesy to me.
It was a little cheesy, but he didn't back down. I like that he used to back up and run away. And I think that's when he split from his pack, right?
Yeah.
Mentally, they can't hear each other anymore. And
then Seth and Leah also follow, and they're helping out at the end as well.
Yeah. Really sad moment when Seth gets thrown against the tree.
Oh, yeah. You got
it was like like this real sad wolf eyes.
I don't know what the problem is that everyone has with Leah, but like they're standing by the river and Jacob's like, Seth doesn't want you here and I don't either. And I was like, don't be a hoe. Like, she tried to help.
Yeah, I think it's because she just like really hates vampires.
But she was like trying, you know?
She was trying. But she was only there at first for her brother, which I think is why Edward, like, the brother was there because he likes the Cullens and he wants to help out. Yeah, and she was only there for him.
Jacob was like, "Are you really gonna fight your own family?" And he was like, "That's the right thing to do."
Right.
I was like, "What a G."
Right. Yeah, I like though in this movie also how like tight knit the Cullens are. They're, I think, like, more than in any movie, this movie, they really did feel like a unit. Like, they were there for each other. And even what's her face, that was always kind of a weirdo and a jerk. She, like, you know, basically did a 180 and was right there with the family, agreeing with what they were doing. So
I feel like Rosalie and Alice should have been on opposite sides of the abortion thing. It felt a little out of character for me that Rosalie was such a big defender.
well, they explained that because, like, when Rosalie was a human, she wanted to have the choice whether or not to become a vampire versus
Well, I think that's why is because she definitely is the most anti-vampire.
right, and she, like, wanted her to have her choice of carrying the baby through, because if not, I'm sure Edward would just
But it feels like because she even like she voted against Bella becoming a vampire. So like, why would she all of a sudden support a vampire baby when in her mind vampirism is much more of a curse than a blessing? Like, it feels like part of her personality is like, no one should be a vampire. Being a vampire sucks. I don't want to be a vampire.
But then maybe she's, like, more pro-choice than anything. Like, she's like, I don't care what you choose. Well, I guess she did care.
She's not
She was-
pro-choice though. She's pro-life. She's the one always calling it a baby.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, to me, I think it would have made more sense if Alice was, because she's so compassionate. It feels like Alice immediately calling it a baby and being like, "Oh my God, we have to take care of this." Like, that feels like more of Alice thing. And then have Rosalie be the one like, fucking vampire fetus.
I can see that. But I think also, like, she was hired kind of, I don't know why actually they chose her, but I do like the fact that she called on her for some reason to become, like, her bodyguard practically.
I mean, she's definitely, I think, stronger than Alice.
Yeah.
Also, once again, Charlie never gets a fucking break in this series. My man has been dealing with non-stop stress for 4 movies.
So true.
It's fucking... Bella calls him, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm feeling a little better, but also I'm going to a medical center in Switzerland." He's like, "What the fuck?"
Poor dude is going through this. Like, he's like, I'm gonna fly out there right now. She's
He's
like, no.
literally gonna have a heart attack one of these days. When they're talking about names, so the girl name is Renesmee, which is a mix of Renee, which is Bella's mom, and Esme, which is Edward's fake mom. And then their boy name, or Bella's boy name, was EJ, which is Edward Jacob. And they were like, "That's not a bad name." I was like, "Yes, it is.
That's a terrible.
That's a terrible name."
I totally agree.
If you found out that your middle name was,
The two dudes that you were, like, bouncing between.
I'd be like, "Mom, you a hoe."
There you go. And why would you name me after?
I was like, "That's not cool."
Yeah, that's so weird.
Absolutely garbage chest compressions when they're trying to save Bella at the end.
Yeah.
It was not even on rhythm. It was like just randomly hitting her chest, and he would like take a break for 10 seconds and then do it. I was like, "You got to keep going, my guy."
Yeah, it's not like he can get tired. He can do that all day and be fine.
When they were fighting, Sam, who is the alpha wolf or whatever, at one point pins Edward down and definitely had an opportunity to kill him, but then he just like stood there and stared at him for 5 seconds until one of the other vampires knocked him over. I was like,
Missed opportunity.
missed opportunity.
Yeah. The fighting scenes in this movie were okay, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think they were anything, like, to be raving about, but
No, I mean, there's nothing
it was
crazy.
just kind of like, you know.
They didn't even really they didn't really focus on anything. There were a couple moments like Seth being thrown against the tree.
Yeah.
But like other than that, it was more just like big wide shots, and it's just like a mess of people fighting.
Yeah.
And really focus on anyone in particular.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused, and maybe this is explained more in the book, but like I feel like in the series they're trying to treat vampirism as if it's like some biological thing, like with all of the venom and it's like coursing through your veins and things like that. And it's not like a magical thing. But then there are some parts that like just don't make sense biologically. Like during the transformation scene, like her hair changes, and I'm like, that doesn't, like, your hair is dead. There's no blood flowing into your hair. So even if the venom was all over your blood system, your hair gonna be the same.
True.
So like that's just magic then.
He's got a point. Yeah, I don't know why they made the hair change. Makes the never look more beautiful.
Right. I think that the idea is like when you become a vampire, everything becomes more beautiful. But I was like, I don't know. I don't understand how the hair works. That really got me.
No, like when it like kind of washed over. I was like, all right.
It was like perfect curls all of a sudden. I was like, what is happening? Also, clearly they had real babies on set. There was a couple shots where like they're holding an actual child, but then for some reason during the imprinting scene, like this weird CGI face. I'm like, why did we do that?
To make it look more like her and Edward, I'm guessing.
I think it was because obviously they already had an actress cast because during the imprinting scenes we see like older versions of her. Right. So I think they were like trying to make the baby look like the older actress, but I'm like, babies don't look like the adult version of that person. Like we didn't need to do that. Like no one looks exactly the same as they did when they were a baby.
That was successful at all. The CGI scene. It was like weird and distorted and like the eyes.
And it's just
like too...
It's confusing because it's not even like the series has bad CGI. Like all the wolves look pretty good.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know.
Then the one like infant thing, they were like
baby face. They're like, I don't know what. Slap a face on there. It just looked kind of weird.
I agree. Let us know in the comments if you disagreed, but it was weird.
Someone's like, actually, cute baby.
Yeah. Looks like mine here. Sorry.
That's weird baby was my last note.
Yeah. I ran out of notes a while ago, and you were thumping them.
So I guess we'll move on to trivia.
Let's do it.
Couple pieces here. Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson, and Taylor Lautner were each paid a combined $25 million for the last 2 films, as well as 15% of the gross. Which,
oh my god,
yeah, like we said, $700 million. So
15% divided by 3.
What's 15%?
So 5% per person.
What's 15% of $700 million?
Yeah, no, that. Well, it's 15% divided by all 3 of them, right?
That's $105 million. That is crazy.
Jesus, that's nuts.
It says Stewart's earnings made Forbes declare her the highest paid Hollywood actress in 2012.
Yeah, that's $35 million per person. Just from the 15%.
It says for the birthing scene, they had both a real 3-week-old baby and a puppet, and they used strawberry jam and cream cheese to simulate the blood on outside of the baby.
Wow. They did wipe it in a lot of shit, I will say. Funny to have like a puppet.
We had another reference to the book covers when they're on the island playing chess. The chess pieces are red and white, and there's a red and white chess set on the Breaking Dawn book cover.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, those book covers never made sense to me, but it's fine.
The sex scene between Edward and Bella originally caused the film to receive an R rating and had to be reshot and edited to get down to PG-13. According to interviews, Robert Pattinson and director Bill Condon blamed Kristen Stewart's wild thrusting during filming. The director said, I think Kristen got very into it. I hate to be clinical, but there are guidelines on thrusting. Not to make people too excited. It was never explicit, but I think any movement that suggests that it is what the MPAA was objecting to.
That's hilarious. Oh my god. Not hip thrusts make you horrid, Rudy. I know they toned down the the birthing scene too from what the book had. The book was way more gruesome than the movie showed, just because it had to hit that PG-13 mark.
And final piece of trivia, Robert Pattinson took boat driving lessons so that he would be able to drive the boat in the honeymoon scenes. Despite taking those lessons, he crashed the boat both during the lessons and while filming.
You're kidding. Oh my god. That's hilarious.
That was another thing I also forgot is, I don't know, so before they get to the island, they like hang out in Rio for a night, I think. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know what his obsession with Rio is, but he was also in Rio when he thought that Bella was dead and he was trying to kill himself.
Yeah. He just loves that place.
He must.
Yeah.
Honestly, Edward just needs to get him a big booty Brazilian chick.
Honestly. Or, yeah, just live there. For the honeymoon scene, Robert Pattinson also learned how to play guitar some.
Did he play guitar?
I think so.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah. During their honeymoon.
What?
I have to look it up. But I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Cool. And now
Let's get wrecked.
it's time to get wrecked. What's your recommendation? They don't have one.
Okay, I'll go first. I actually came across a old, I mean, not super old, 2008 TV show from the BBC called Being Human.
Oh, sick.
It is a show about a vampire, a werewolf, and a ghost that are all roommates.
Oh, interesting.
And they're like trying to live a normal life amongst humans.
That's kind of sick.
Yeah. I think it ran from 2008 to 2013. It's available on Amazon Prime if you have that. There's an American version. Watch the British version. I watched like 5 minutes of the American version. I was like, this is garbage.
The British one is better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. My Get Wrecked is actually a type of water. It's called hint. And there's different flavors. And it's unbelievably subtle. But literally a hint of a taste.
Like a LaCroix.
No, but it's weird. It's like you're drinking
More subtle than a LaCroix?
It's so much more subtle. It's like you're almost drinking water, but like there's like
they had the water and they put a watermelon next to it and they were like,
yeah, practically
wafted the air.
practically. But KK loves them. I don't quite understand it.
Is it flat or sparkling?
Flat.
Interesting.
It's a flat water that comes in like a plastic bottle, and there's like different flavors. Some are more strong than the others, and I don't know exactly how they do it, but I think it has. I don't know, because I've refilled the bottle before, the plastic bottle at work or something like that, and the water that you drink also has that hint. So it's either the plastic or the bottle.
That feels dangerous.
I don't know, something weird.
Maybe just be your daily microplastics.
Yeah, I don't know, but I've gotten more accustomed to it, and it's quite nice. It's like just a little bit, and it's like 0 calories, no sugars.
I have been drinking a lot of brisk tea.
Brisks are so good, but there's so much fucking sugar in them.
Yeah.
I guess they have the 0 sugar ones, which are also good.
But I love sweet tea in general, and I feel like brisk is just so refreshing. Like it feels, I'm like,
It's so good. I love it. That's another good rec. Having brisk tea.
I did a couple weeks ago. I got like 3 like liter jugs of Arizona. I was going through fucking Arizona for a while.
Arizona's so good too.
Arizona's also good. But right now I'm on brisk.
Yeah.
It's my tea of choice.
The next one you're gonna hit is Twisted Teas, and
I
nice.
I had some Twisted Teas a couple weeks ago as well. Those took a bit longer to get through.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm not trying to like drink all the time.
If you don't know,
9 a.m. Twisted Tea.
Cool.
Yeah. Sick. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and tell your friends and family about us. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and hit the bell icon. Otherwise, you can leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Excuse me. That's going to get us a star reduction right there.
Womp womp.
4 stars. Messed up this thing at the end. You can also follow us on Bluesky and Instagram at CashBamPod. If you want to send us a message, you can DM us, leave a comment, or send an email to casualfanaticpodcast@gmail.com. Links for all of that are in the description. What kind of messages can they send us?
They can send us anything from what you liked about the podcast. You can tell us things that you didn't agree with, things that you agreed with. Give us, movies that you'd like us to review. Tell us shows that they would like us to look into. Even if there's really cool recommendations that you think, other people on the podcast might like. Let us know. Be really cool.
And be sure to stay tuned for the last Twilight movie.
Coming up here soon.
All right. On that note, this has been Casual Fanatic. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.